I made a Viking shield out of pallet wood a little while ago, and it actually turned out really nice. I ended up learning a whole lot about making that shield too. So I want to try and make another one, but I don't want to make this one a Viking shield. I want to go for more of a European kite style shield. This one will also be made completely out of pallet wood. So this is the pallet that we're going to be using, and I plan on using these boards right here. So I want to take a saw and cut off all these pieces so I can get those center boards. I could just use a sawzall for it all, but I kind of like using hand tools, so I plan on using a handsaw and cutting them. And now we got all three of those beams cut out. For our next step, we need to take off all these extra boards, separate these three boards, and then pull out all the nails so we just have the bare wood. Well, I finally got all the nails pulled out and all the boards separated. So now we're left with just wood. The next thing that we need to do is run this through a joint planer, take all this rough stuff off, make them nice and smooth so when we butt them up against each other, they make a tight fit. So this is about how close I can butt them up against each other before running them through the planer. And this is how tight I can butt them up against each other after running them through the planer. So it makes a world of difference. Now that we got that all done, all these edges are nice and smooth, we gotta figure out a way how to connect them all into one big solid board. For my Viking shield, I use these biscuits. They slide into these gaps right like this. And then when you push them together, you put some glue in there, and it makes the boards really strong. I don't, however, want to do that with this shield. I'm thinking about doing like a dovetail joint, I think it's called, making them all the way down lengthwise, and then just sliding these boards together. But I've never done that before, so I have absolutely no idea how easy or hard this is gonna be, but there's only one way to find out, and we gotta try it. Well, I have the router set up with a 1/2-inch dovetail bit, and I have tried a couple of times on scrap pieces to try and do one of those dovetails, and I've realized that they are far more complicated than I anticipated, and I think I'm gonna need to spend the rest of the day researching how to actually do this properly, because I can't figure it out for myself right now. I would rather just take the time, put in the research, and find out how to do this properly. So I guess I'll come back when I have the slightest idea of what in the world I'm doing.
6.5 hours later.
Well, after extensive research and trials and experimentations, I think I've come to the conclusion that what I wanted to do with the dovetails, I can't. So I think I'm gonna change gears and I'm gonna try doing the biscuits again. However, that means I need to order more biscuits and wait until they come in the mail. You guys don't need to wait because of editing. Bam! We got them. Whole pack of 100 biscuits. I don't actually have one of those professional biscuit cutter things. I don't know what they're called, but I do have this jig which slaps right on top of a router, and it uses this bit right here to cut that slot. So I'm gonna get that set up, and then we gotta do all these pieces. I had a little bit of an oopsies. My bit slowly worked its way up. I guess I didn't have it tight enough. I ended up taking a big chunk out of this board that I did not intend to, so I'm not sure if I can cover that up. I might just try to readjust the bit and then continue with it because I only have one more piece. Well, I have gotten done with putting the slots in, and now the next spot is to clean up a little bit. And then we're gonna be sticking all the biscuits in and gluing them all together. Well, it's been roughly 24 hours and our glue has completely dried. The next step is going to be to take the sand planer, and we're just trying to knock down these edges, make it more of a uniform board. And then we're probably going to spend a couple hours sanding it. I don't want it super smooth because I do still like to see where the boards all come together, but smooth enough to where it looks like it's all the same level. It's far from perfect. We still got a whole lot of big gaps that we need to fill in, but it's smooth enough that I feel comfortable drawing lines out, sketching out the shape of my shield, and then we can cut it out and continue sanding it so I don't have to sand all this extra stuff. I can only sand what is going to be on the shield. Now we got the basic shape cut out, and I've touched it up a bit, sanded it off, and everything's nice and smooth and almost perfectly uniform. And now we gotta stain it. I want to go for a nice darker tone. I got a 5-gallon bucket here filled with mostly Mountain Dew cans. A friend of mine gave them to me. We're gonna cut off the top and the bottom and then right up the side so we get a nice thin sheet of aluminum. Then we're gonna fold this over the edges and we're gonna nail them there using tacks. folks, from a pallet to a shield. I think this project turned out pretty cool. I also learned quite a lot through it. I'm gonna see if I can sell this online, and if I ever end up selling it, I'll see if I can remember to put the price for how much I sold it down in the comments. I guess that's it for today. If you guys enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. And if you saw anything that you think I could do better, leave a comment, let me know. I'd love to hear your advice. Till next time.